Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and week 3 of the Tombs of Terror are now available. Ran into a little bit of trouble starting the stream exactly at noon, but heck, even being 10 minutes late is, by my standards, really good.
Murlocs! The farm has unleashed the plagues of Uldum, and only we can stop him. Explorers to me!
So, as it stands on my main Americas account, I have 16 more health on this Plague Lord before I could get victory. So if I just took the extra time to make it all the way to the 8th boss, I'd almost certainly win. And
everyone
then
who ventures across this desert has gone
I
mad.
have
I think it might be the source of the second plague.
266 health on this Plague Lord. So that probably would be at least one playthrough. Well, of course it would be at least one playthrough, but it also, in all realisticness, would probably be 2 playthroughs. And the new chapter, chapter 3, can now be unlocked, so let's do it. So if we were going to pay the full price, it would now be $9.99. Of course, I'm not willing to do that. I will spend 700 gold, which we have more than enough gold for the rest of this expansion. $7.99 if you bought it individually, so you are getting savings of some sort if you were to spend money to buy the whole thing. But being such an old game, Hearthstone really at this point doesn't feel like you should invest any money in it. It's unlikely that I'll be playing Hearthstone in the next 5 years. Chapter 3, then we'll get Chapter 4. Once we unlock all of them, then we'll unlock Chapter 5, I assume. Hopefully we don't have to beat all the Plague Lords before we can actually play Chapter 5. If that's the case, then I'm going to be very irritated and maybe a week late
We are ready to take on the tomb now.
to do
Let's
Chapter
go.
5 in the next couple of weeks. If we beat, let's see, what is it? The 5th boss, we'll get 3 card packs. We're starting with this Plague Lord having 300 health again. The twist in this chapter is we will explore the twisting depths of Kartut's tomb in search of a way to defeat death. So we'll have entombed minions, okay. Once we unlock all the chapters, we could also go into anomaly mode, which that's really a feature just in case you want to play the game again. And we have a druid priest combo that we can play as.
Time to get out into the field.
This is Elsie Starseeker versus Sir Finley versus Reno Jackson.
I'm going in.
So this final character that unlocks in week 3 is going to be a League of Explorers character.
Time to get out into the field.
Can't think off the top of my head who that would be, but it's probably pretty obvious. Let's see. Booksmart Explorer that's proven formidable in the field. She'll be a combination of druid and priest cards.
There are artifacts in Uldum that can aid us in our quest, but we must find them.
Settle in, because it is about, well, it's already been about 4 clicks to get to this screen, and it's another 4 clicks or so to get into the first battle. So we're gonna have to use this, which is a 2-mana spell. Discover a minion in a spell, they cost 2 less. Starseeker's Tools, that's fine, better than most cards, but again, also a card you can only play in the solo adventure. If we defeat 5 bosses, we'll unlock a 3-mana, 3-attack, 3-durability weapon called Elsie's Machete. After your hero attacks, summon 2/2 tree ants, give them rush. That's not terrible. After we've did 50 damage to the Plague Lords, any of the Plague Lords, we'll unlock a 3-mana, 3-attack, 6 health legendary minion called Adara. Battlecry, shuffle all enemy minions into your deck. Not a terrible card. maybe there's a bigger strategy on playing a card like that than it seems, but maybe there isn't. If we defeat one Plague Lord, we will get a 3 mana, 1 attack, 5 health minion called the Junior Navigator. Whenever you target this minion with a spell, add 2 copies of the spell to your hand. That could be really cool for some kind of crazy strategy. But the fact that these 3 artifacts, for lack of a better term, require you to defeat an increasing number of plague bosses does mean that you will have to defeat 12 plague bosses amongst 5 chapters. And so far, there's only been 1 plague boss per chapter, so there's repetition ahead if you wanted to unlock everything. And we haven't gotten any kind of daily quest so far that made me want to go back and play the solo adventure, which they probably should have thrown something out like that. It would have made a little bit more sense if that was what was going on, to get a daily quest that said defeat a certain number of bosses in the Tombs of Terror expansion. If we defeat 2 Plague Lords, we get a 0 mana spell that appears at the start of the game. You gain 1 mana crystal and it upgrades each time a friendly minion dies. So you have this in your hand at the start of the game always, and then by the time the 5th turn comes around, you've probably had 5 minions die, and then you could play this and get to 10 mana crystals. It doesn't really benefit much after that point. You could upgrade it to 10 mana crystals and then refresh 10 mana crystals on like the 10th turn. That might help a little, but probably not a lot. And then if you defeat 3 Plague Lords, you get a 7 mana spell called the Staff of Renewal that resurrects 7 friendly minions with the highest cost and gives them taunt, which that's super overpowered, but also kind of a late game card, so who's to say you'd actually get to use any of these cards. I don't think I got to use too many of these cards so far.
A true explorer never stops training. There are skills I have yet to learn.
So we're going to have to take the... Oops.
Success begins with preparation. Where shall I start?
Didn't mean to do that. Let's go back. So if we cast 100 spells, we'll unlock Druidic Teaching, which restores 2 health, then draws a card if the target is at full health. If we gain 100 armor, we'll unlock Stone Seeker, which is a passive hero ability. After you cast 2 spells in a turn, add a Moonfire to your hand, which I'm not sure what Moonfire is, but I think it's a cheap spell that does damage to a minion. But we have to use this hero power, which is 2 mana, that has a choose one option of draw +2 attack this turn or gain 2 armor, which is only slightly better than the default druidic ability of gain 1 attack and 1 armor. It's kind of significantly better than that. If we defeat 8 bosses, we will unlock this deck, this starting deck of cards. If we defeat 16 bosses, we will unlock this starting deck of cards. And if we defeat 24 bosses, we will unlock the ability to play with a random deck, which again is an indication that they want you to play the solo adventure mode way more than anybody would play it. Like, by far, the people who play not Lego games, I was just playing a Lego game for my pre-recorded footage. People who play Hearthstone the most are streamers that are playing it 8 hours plus a day. And even they aren't going to spend the effort to come and do the solo adventure over and over again. They're going to play ranked and they're going to play arena by far. So this random deck option is really for nobody. But we have to play with this starting deck, which includes several healing things and armor things. Yeah. So our main strategy is to get the Holy Champion on the field and get a bunch of healing spells to happen so that we can buff the Holy Champion to do more attack. And that seems about it.
My quest begins here. With each victory, I expect to face more difficult foes.
Yeah, so we're starting with a 10 mana spell, 10 health minion, and we'll start with 15 health. Eventually, they will have more health than me. This bad guy has a hero power that I can't read the text for since it's so small. I think it says, draw a minion from your deck. If it's a beast, add another copy of it to your hand for 2 mana, running wild. There's also a point I think to make here that there's not a high chance that the average player would see all of the different enemies that you run into, particularly since we know there are some special enemies that appear every now and then in rare cases. So it seems like they've got their artist and their writer of voice lines of dialogue spending too much time when it would have just been perfectly fine, in my opinion, for them to instead simply have a linear list of bosses that you fight each time, and that's it. So you can build a strategy around that list of bosses. You know exactly what the bosses are going to do.
This tomb holds are being destroyed by evil thugs.
Elise, there is a time for careful study and a time to punch faces. It's face punching time.
So this unlocks when 8 minions die, and this unlocks when 10 minions die. Okay, I think we've kind of got that.
Researching how to make a few thousand gold, that is.
I'm gonna have to be a little careful here because since this is a solo player experience,
Job's done.
the game will never give me the burning rope or speed me up, so I can just, if I get distracted, I'll just sit here on the same screen. And that's something we definitely don't want to have happen because we are going to be spending a decent amount of time doing all of this. It's probably going to take at least an hour unless we just lose really, really fast to try to do a single playthrough all the way to the end. And there isn't even a guarantee that that's going to happen. So, do we need friendly deaths or do we need to just attack the face? This guy gets Wind Fury and +1 attack when he's damaged. So we want to beat him before 8 deaths happen. Okay. 3 damage here. That doesn't really do anything. 3 and 3 armor. And then 2 attack gives me 5, and then that gives me enough to win, so we'll just win there. I've totally run into scenarios where I've died on the first playthrough just either because I'm not playing intelligently enough, I'm playing more of a long game that needs to be played, or I'm simply just not getting a good starting hand. Let's see, after you play an odd cost card, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. Odd cost cards would be more cards than... That's a little weird. Your minions that cost 5. Or start the game with 3 secrets. 3 random secrets actually I think is better than these other 2. While reducing the cost of cards in your hand is an interesting idea, the idea of getting ice block and potentially saving yourself from dying is even more interesting.
Time to gear up for my next encounter. Should I focus on my druidic skills or priestly magic?
I guess the final character that you can play as might be a surprise because I haven't seen anybody else talk to the main character you're playing as. I've heard Reno talk to people, and I've heard Elsie talk to people, I think. Let's see. Whenever you summon a minion, set its health equal to this minion's health. That's not probably that useful. Set your other minions +1/+1 or summon 2 treants. That's somewhat useful. I'm gonna take the choose the outcome cards. These by far are gonna be more interesting.
Our enemies grow
synergistic cards.
but I'm getting more powerful as well.
So now I have 20 health and they have 15 health. The mummy twist here is not super impactful right now. It might be a bigger issue around the 5th or 6th boss, and it might play a major factor in the final boss, Plague Lords, because those in particular tend to all have rather complicated battles compared to an average Hearthstone battle. Alright, so what do we get to start with? We have whenever one of your minions is attacked, summon a Cobra, Noble Sacrifice, and whenever an enemy attacks your hero, summon a 3-cost minion. So we've got 3 minions potentially on the field to start off with to help unlock this, which is an 8/8 and unlocks after 8 deaths, and this unlocks after 10. I wonder if that's always going to be the case or if that changes at some point.
This one's standard issue.
You can give a minion reborn. I don't know if that's going to be useful. 2 damage or 2 damage? Let's go ahead and play this.
Your mind from spawn.
Wanna blow something up?
Let's see. Play this.
I've got more left in me.
And
Find your balance.
attack that. And sure, just give that reborn. So now it comes back, even if it gets killed.
These little guys are great. Wind them up and let them boom.
What's his hero power? Do 4 split randomly between all characters. So clearly he's a bomb style. He's a bomb style minion, but I'm gonna have so many on the field anyways. I very well might be approaching victory. Of course, if he hits me with 3 more bombs, that would be a problem. Right. Do this, and then this. 3 damage to a minion. Kills that. And then that. And then that gives me spells because of that.
Find your balance. I'll take you with me.
For the lead.
Job done.
Oh, it didn't give me spells because of using this hero power. That's weird. This only gives you choose one spells. The choose one cards and powers have both effects combined. Interesting. Alright. So this. Do that.
In the light's name.
And then do that. Didn't even need to do all that. I could have just won. So it's starting off well enough. Kind of slow, but not anything super complicated either. Meanwhile, I'm also doing my daily quests, which is fine by me. That'll just make Wednesday's live stream, since I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a little bit easier. I like the ability to increase all of my attack and health, because there's something that beats that. It's always nice to have Kel'Thuzul, but I'm not sure I really need it over these cards. So I'll take that. Next we have an enemy that has a hero power to put a random rogue spell and or weapon into your hand. 20 attack.
Elise versus Tervis.
You have a lot of nerve pestering me again.
So you made it to Uldum, Elise?
So this must have been a character we fought before, which that's, I guess, a little weird too, that we have fought in the solo adventures of Hearthstone a decent number of characters that they could have come back. I don't know how many in World of Warcraft, since all the story is based on World of Warcraft, how many enemies show back up later on, but almost certainly some do. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an occasional Halloween-themed necromancy event that brings back old bosses in World of Warcraft. So we got Ice Block, which gives you immune when you take fatal damage. That's really useful. And we've got some other things that are somewhat useful, but not amazingly useful. Let's see. Choose one spells. This doesn't improve over time.
Free your mind from its bonds.
Right now the strategy I'm playing is awkward, to say the least. You're having to play to the third turn before you can even pull anything off.
Scrub? Yeah, beat it.
Let's see. +1/+1 or restore to full health.
Life is an afterthought.
Find your balance.
Yep, I think that works relatively well. It's trying really hard to kill that minion. How many did we need to die here? I guess it was 8. Where this seems like this may have been 10.
Free your mind from its bonds.
Do that. Minions cost 1. I won't ever get around to playing that, so we'll take this. And then take control of a minion. It's probably not a bad move either. this, and then cast this, and then attack again. Next turn we should be done. Yeah, I don't see how I don't win here.
I too am just a lone adventurer.
My mouth very rarely explodes. My mouth very rarely explodes.
So we can gain control of that, and then we can do that, and then we can do that, and that should be more than enough to win. Yeah, short and simple, which is great. But then the problem with all of these solo adventures is you spend a good 20-30 minutes getting up to the 4th or 5th boss fight. Then you start running into real struggle a lot of times, or you lose on just some random BS, and then you have to start all over again. So there's a lot of grinding to get back to where you were, where it would have been really nice if these solo adventures just checkpointed you or said if you die on a certain boss you can choose to start over, or you can just continue fighting. Even if the bosses were way more difficult, but they checkpointed you to each boss, I'd be happier there. Let's see, resurrect 4 friendly minions that died this game, give them reborn. Not a terrible thought. Your minions have Wind Fury and are immune this turn. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, gain +2/+1. I think this probably is better than that, so we'll take that. Meanwhile, what else do we want to add? Silence and destroy all minions, deal 5 damage, draw 5 cards, gain 5 armor, summon a 5/5 goal. That's probably the better move. Spell damage and card draws, not super useful.
I need to put my weapons away here, but this is a great opportunity.
So, first Bizarre Bob of 2. We'll see what we can tweak in our deck.
I might be able to recruit some help here.
Elise, what a delight seeing you here.
Now, you could probably make the game a little bit more interactive and complicated if it limited you to 30 cards, but after each boss fight you could modify your deck a lot more with a lot more fine-tuned control. That would feel kind of like a Yu-Gi-Oh game where if you were playing a Yu-Gi-Oh game, you in between each boss battle totally could change your deck completely and play a strategy. Let's see, this would add all enemies to the adventure deck. I don't think that is a bad idea at all, and it makes them cost 1 less. Let's see. So start with that. All of those are now in my deck. Now we could get a spell that we always start with, which might be helpful, or we could choose a minion that we always start with, which probably would be a little bit helpful. Or we could discover a legendary, or remove a friendly minion.
Folks in Dalaran.
Do we have something on the first turn we could always play? No. Do I want to start with a 2 mana or more card? Probably not. So let's see if we can get a spell.
You can catch a lot of good tips if you know who to listen to.
There you go. That's not that useful. 4, 8 armor. So we'll start with this spell. That's not really that great. Do we want to get rid of anything? This may be a card that you would consider getting rid of, but I don't think so. In the end, it never really makes sense to get rid of cards because you are running a high chance of dying due to fatigue. By the way, that did count as a battle, so my daily quest of winning 5 battles did just progress. So now we're at 30 health to 30 health. 4 bosses in.
Elise versus Glock.
The League of Explorers cannot fail.
Let's go ahead and re-roll all of those. One of those was the spell card that we said we would start with always. But that's fine. This card's not amazingly useful. Let's see. So we're starting with 8, and they're starting with 10th, and it's Mechathune, which odds are probably low. Sting a minion when it takes damage, destroy it. Interesting hero ability. For Mechathune to work, you have to have a spell that would destroy it, basically. And you would have to have no cards in your deck and no cards in your hand. That's unlikely to happen in this scenario. Alright, do I want to play this and get something out on the field? Or do I want to discover a minion and run the chance of it not being able to be played?
Life is enough.
I think it's a better move to just get something on the field. Start by hitting hard and going towards the face.
He's off of me.
Played that. I can do this. Let's see. This would silence adjacent minions, that'd be interesting. And this would restore. Let's see, how much health do I need to do? Restore 3 health every time a minion attacks. Interesting. So can I silence this and summon it? Let's see.
I just want some peace and quiet.
Nope. It doesn't work, unfortunately. Do I want to do anything else? No.
I'll get right on it.
Just gonna play a couple scarabs. Still think we're probably in a good position. Silence and destroy all minions, not useful. Okay. 4 attack and 2 attack,
For the League.
6 attack and 3 attack, and in the turn. This would do 5 damage, so we don't have to get it down by another 10. Or 14 now. 12 now. Do we have any choose one cards? Not really. So might as well play that anyways. So he stung that guy to kill him, I guess? 4 more deaths to unlock that, 3 more deaths to unlock that. This might be the first instance in which we actually see one of these mummified characters. which seem to be minimal 8 mana cost characters. Interesting. Just fill my hand with 1 mana cards, or don't, because I don't have any 1 mana cards. Alright. 3, if they could kill all 3 of these, this would summon, do 6 damage. Otherwise, we've got 10 damage plus another 2 here. So, take 2 attack. Do that, and do that, and win. The stinging ability could have been a problem in the long run, but it would have required some other strategy on top of that that clearly they didn't have, or it would have required a boss that had a lot of health. Let's see, we could inspire and beef up our characters. Or we could do this. Let's take this, Plaguebringer. That's a different strategy than what we've been playing, so it'd be interesting to have a backup just in case our main strategy fails to succeed, which it might. It could certainly run into problems.
The League of Explorers cannot fail.
The ritual begins.
Alright, we don't want that for sure. We don't really need that. No, we don't really need that. I don't suppose it increases your odds of getting a card you want if you always get a card you don't want and then shuffle it, because one assumes that the depiction here is you get 3 cards, you add those 3 cards back to the deck, you shuffle the deck, and then you draw 3 cards again. So you still have a chance of getting the same card that you started with. I assume that's how that works. Let's see. This one's gonna not be used very well. Is there anything we could do to speed up this issue? I could attack this guy.
How can I summon with all these interruptions?
He has a 3 mana spell to resurrect a reborn minion with 1 health. This and this is what I'd like to do, and so I probably should play something different. Yeah, all 3 of those secrets not used efficiently, but that is the risk. There. Now this needs 5, where this needs 8. And it was the exact same character, so I assume it was the exact same cost.
For the dark ray.
I didn't play that right. I should have waited a turn. Right. Random player with a weapon, or whenever somebody's healed, gain +2 attack. I'm gonna go with a weapon first, just to make sure.
For the lead.
+2 when we have a mech. Interesting.
I see a dark future.
Your minions have Wind Fury and they're immune this turn. That's probably not the best move right now.
How many things do you
For the league!
Do I have anything that would heal me? No. But it did turn the heat on that character instead of this character.
Ready.
Let's see. 3 damage to this minion. 1 cost minions.
You follow.
For the league!
Well, we've got him down to 18. Seems like we should be alright. Assuming we can get minions on the field. We may make it to the 10th turn, which would then have these abilities become more useful. 2, 4, 6, 7, and that's probably not 18 on the field, but giving Wind Fury and immunity next turn might do enough damage. See, this one has that death rattle that summons 2/2 saplings, which affects things, I think, a little bit. Okay.
I must not fail.
Let's do this. And this. That.
Find your balance.
What do we want to do here?
Find your balance.
Where one falls, death is unstoppable.
Interesting. So that didn't put another entombed minion and summon that.
For the league!
Job's done.
It's a brand new.
And this doesn't even kill that. Probably wouldn't kill anything else.
Our work continues.
Feels like this is potentially dangerous. Alright. Destroy all minions and then
The light has
that'll get rid of this guy at least. And give me 5 armor. Oh, I am in a dangerous position. Alright. 5 damage there.
Job's done.
And then draw 5 cards. And then end the turn. And potentially lose. Yeah, I think I just lost. Geez, and we are in a weird position too, where I kind of don't want to start all over. Like, what can I do here to save the day? This would deal 2 damage. This and then we could refresh it and deal 2 damage again. But this would only do 5 damage and 5 armor, and that's not enough. So that won't work. Choose 1 cards. Gain control of an enemy with 3 or less attack.
Shadowy thoughts.
Give 3. Let's see. Let's start with this. Alright. And then gain control of this. Okay. If I could get a little bit more Wind Fury and Immune this turn, I could do 6 damage.
Darkness speaks to me.
Summon all your taunt minions that died this game. Why didn't I consider that one? 2 things that would cost less. Just random things. Alright, Wind Fury and Immune.
I need new parts.
This.
I need new
That.
parts.
Where 2 fall, 4 shall sprout.
That's a failure. So there's no way to cheese this though. There's like no concede and you can start over. There's no intern and you lose situation. He has 12 cards. He's not going to fatigue. He's not going to lose.
Rituals.
So I'm just going to concede.
No, your victory proves nothing.
And here in a nutshell is the problem with this.
Seen worse sacrifices, I suppose.
The problem with this solo adventure is that
I was outplayed that time, but I learned a thing or two for my next attempt.
so I made it to the 5th boss. Odds are I may have made it all the way to the 8th boss otherwise, but it would be another 50 minutes to get there, and I really don't want to spend an extra 50 minutes doing that. So let's go through this and maybe we'll celebrate cheer myself up by doing
Time
some
to
card
get out
pack
into the
openings.
field.
It wouldn't benefit me really any, and I was just leaving all the card packs where they are. But so meanwhile, we didn't defeat enough bosses to even get this. So if I ran and defeated the very first boss and then started over, I could start with this ability, which might change things because this card was pretty useless. But we didn't do any damage to a Plague Lord. We definitely didn't defeat any Plague Lords, so you still have to choose this. We did not gain enough armor by any means. 21 armor out of 100 and 22 spells out of 100, so I think I'd have to play at this rate 5 more times before that would be useful. And we definitely didn't defeat 8 bosses, so we couldn't have it happen. I should mention that the software I use, Open Broadcast software, has a new function, and so now I've actually got the live chat on my secondary screen where I'm monitoring the stream, so I see 2 people are saying have a go again, so I'm getting encouraged to do that. Is there anything in the strategy to make me think playing in this LC Starseeker would make defeating any of the other bosses any easier. Not the Murlocs. Maybe end of a turn attacks. So let's come out here for a second. Take a brief break, and let's just see if we can change our luck. Let's open until we see at least an epic or run out of packs. What is this card back I'm using? Okay, there's a legendary. We'll take that as a sign. We'll take that as a sign that I should go and do a second playthrough. How many of those cards though actually were dustable? 4 of them. So 1 legendary, but then everything else is just dustable. Having more dust is nice, but not super useful. Alright. The fates have spoken. We're gonna give it a second attempt. I feel like what we'll probably find out is that the 4th character is going to be way easier to play as than Mage or Rogue or Paladin or Shaman or Druid and Priest. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of a pushover to then defeat all the Plague Lords. So I think the strategy best to do here is start with this and take on this first guy, defeat him, and then concede on the second boss fight and start over again. That way we can get the other item and at least change something up.
Oh, fast fuse. Bran warned me about you.
Hey, I found those explorers. Get them!
Just roll this around. It is super convenient to now be able to have the chat just on in the app, seeing it scroll down. That stops me from having to have my cell phone looking at the chat, and then my cell phone can just be a timer. Honestly, probably there should just be a timer feature in the open broadcast software too. That would be easier. Like having 2 devices doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, we want to do damage as fast as possible. So what I'm going to do is this, attack here in the turn.
Wanna blow something up?
It really shouldn't be too difficult to figure this out. We don't have anything else we can do, so we'll take that. Give that reborn. Attack there.
Who's ready to make some money?
This card just gives your opponent a coin. Interesting. +1 attack, +1 attack, and then +2 attacks. Alright, we've got a victory. And that's all we needed to do. So, doesn't matter what we take here. Doesn't matter what we take here. Just need to jump into this game and then concede, and then we'll start over again.
Please versus Uldum.
It would be wise to retreat.
And assuming I didn't play that wrong, we can now start over.
I'll take that, and this, ooh, and that.
Yep. This was the only thing we were close to unlocking. So start again.
Time to get out.
With this character. Now we get this weapon. You still have to have that hero ability and that starting deck. And same guy again. Alright. Hopefully this time we make it to the Plague Lord, but if we don't, I am definitely not willing to spend more time playing this game trying to make it to the Plague Lord.
Bran warned me about you.
Hey, I found those explorers. Get them!
We know at least a small part of how this Plague Lord is going to work, in the sense that it is going to probably have some kind of entomb ability. It will almost certainly have 3 hero abilities, one that when its health is above 200, one when its health is above 100, and one when its health is below 100. And those abilities, I imagine, will mostly circulate around Entomb. He'll have 300 health, so he probably will need something that makes it a little bit easier to defeat him. Otherwise, it wouldn't make too much sense. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the final boss in Chapter 5 does have like 300 or even 1,000 health and then nothing to really make it easier to defeat them. Let's see, what do we want to do? Just summon tree ants? That's probably the best move.
Somebody order a bomb.
Suppose it's a good time to chill. Like, I hate chilling, certainly, but I desperately would love to have more subscribers. I'd like to get back up to the thousands. I'd like to get up to the 1,000 subscriber level so that I could run a moderate amount of ads and make a moderate amount of income off the making these videos. Or if that goal is unreachable, I'd ask people to support me through the link down below, through Patreon, or friending me on Steam and just gifting me games off of Steam that you'd like to see me cover, or you just like to see me have. Enemy minions -1 attack works pretty well, whereas shuffling 10 Scrolls of Wonder into your deck is not great, and I really don't think that's that good, so I'm gonna go with that. Let's see. Choose 1 cards have both effects combined, which does not make sense when this is choose 1 of Lodi's 4 dinosaur forms. So this card needs to be rewritten to say you choose 1 cards and powers have all effects combined. At the end of your turn, put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. That's nice, but it's not likely to happen. I think this is the best one to take. If you're already subscribed to my channel and that's the only way you care to or can support me, then the other thing I could ask is asking at least 1 friend, or really just focus in on 1 friend at a time and asking them to subscribe to my channel via their YouTube account. They don't even really need to watch my content. I'd appreciate it if they did and enjoyed it, but since YouTube really just wants a subscriber count higher, that's kind of all I want also. I'm also in the process of trying to figure out how to best arrange my channel, since I just found out that per channel YouTube only puts out 3 notifications in a 24-hour period, and when I have more than 3 games airing on a weekday, which has definitely happened in the past. There definitely were some games that were just not getting notifications sent out to anybody. Even if you click the bell and click all the options to get all notifications, YouTube still limits every content creator. Down to the point where it might actually make sense to have a secondary channel, and that's definitely not something I'd want to do. That's just more work than it should be.
For the league.
This one has a rush, so I can kill that.
The better to eat you with.
So I can kill that, I guess. And in the turn. Alright. 3 attack. Extra, does 6, puts us forward. What was this hero ability anyways? Draw a minion from your deck. I didn't even look at what their hero ability was, but clearly didn't matter. Choose twice. Draw a card, give your minions +1 attack or gain 6 armor. Is choose twice a repeatedness of way of saying choose one? So would this card be affected by the other things? Resurrection cards or removal cards? I think I'll take removal cards.
Elise versus Tervis.
You have a lot of nerve pestering me again.
So you
So,
made
do
it
I want to
to
hold on to this
Uldum,
weapon?
Elise.
I think I do. Having minions with rush actually synergizes rather nicely with the friendly deaths required to summon something. On the turn, on the first turn, not doing anything. Be nice to have to always start with a 1 minute mana card. To attack.
For the league.
What's this hero ability? Put a random rogue spell or weapon into your hand.
There it is.
Okay. Summon 2 treants.
This is our time, scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
So I play this, clear the field with these for protection. Then I can play this in this next
Spin like
turn.
the suns, strike like the
This
wind.
is our time, scrub.
Since they all have -1 attack.
Beat it.
Massive amount of damage to that guy. And then let's see what this does.
Takes many.
All 4 of them gives you a taunt, stealth, spell damage, rush, and poisonous minion. Interesting. So he could rush and kill this guy, or I could leave him alone, and I guess killing is the better move because we want that taunt on the field. And then I can just give this reborn, which also would be useful. Right. Let's play this. Take both armor and attack. I forgot about that. And then do that. And that should be actually more than enough to win. So the choose one strategy works if it works. It definitely doesn't work when it doesn't work. After a hero attacks a minion and it survives, put that minion in your hand. I don't think I want that. Choose a minion and then cast Brawl. If the minion survives, fill your board with copies of it. Well, actually, that would probably work really well because you could just have one minion on the field and then cast this on the 4th turn and then fill your board with a bunch of them. Otherwise, this just steals a card from your opponent's hand. I'll take that. Now, what do we have as options? Deal damage and get a magnetic, taunt, lifesteal character. Destroy random things. Well, this is in your hand. This is a 3/4 copy of a minion you last played. Which of these? These are all kind of bad options. I guess the best one is Lifeline. And first Bob Bazaar.
I smell
Called
food.
Slurps and Sands.
Laughter?
They've paid the writers.
Hello there. Happy to help you in these trying times.
They've written a significant amount of funny names for the bazaars when frankly it's not a big thing that they should have focused on.
The stakes are high.
Alright, having these in the adventure deck are great ideas.
Best of luck to you.
So we'll start with that. Could get rid of this. Not really great reason to. So discover a legendary, add it to your adventure deck, or discover a spell and add it to your adventure deck.
Lots to learn from that story.
I'll take a spell, and I'll take this choose one spell. So then it really comes down to, do I want to get rid of this? This one actually isn't really that useful or synergistic, so getting rid of it's not a terrible idea.
Sorry to see that one go. Oh, look out for the mummies. They're not friendly.
So, yeah. Hopefully those were all good decisions, but frankly, every time I lose, it feels like it's not really my fault. Casmet looks like a female Anubis character, which
I come equipped with more than just
in a weird way is probably an insult to Egyptian mythology. Since Anubis being an Egyptian god, there was only like one of him, as far as I know, that exists. They're not a species or anything. It's not like Anubii or some kind of
Job's done.
like species like unicorns or pixies in mythology, as far as I know. I could be totally wrong about that.
For the lead.
So what's this passive ability? After a minion is reborn, restore its health to full. Ooh, that's gonna kind of suck.
Awaken.
For the lead.
But if she can't play anything that has more than one attack, she's gonna have a problem. Three attack or less.
For the lead.
There we we go.
The end begins.
Death is but the next journey.
Okay. So is there a way to guarantee victory here? Or would it just be a gamble? There is one way to guarantee victory. There is a card that always survives brawls. So if that was the one card you cast a spell on, that would be interesting, but... Or, you know, I could play it on a character that has Reborn on it anyways. And let's see how this works. This is an interesting strategy idea. If I do this that has Reborn and Brawl kills everything, don't the Reborn things come back? So that concept failed. Hopefully that experiment didn't just lose the game for me. I don't think it should.
Share the wealth.
Interesting. Opponent's cards cost one less. Right. This card will not affect the computer AI at all.
Okay.
This.
The rage of the fireland.
This.
Precision. Perfection.
Attack with this. Is there just kill something like that and get some health and maintain the divine shield. This needs 2 more things until it summons. Brought my health back up. So this should then allow me to do this. And that.
Nothing but ash.
So that. One more friendly death and this safeguard would appear on the field, but I don't think the safeguard's too useful. Need to do 6 more damage. Destroy something with 5 attack. Do that. And go ahead and put that on the field.
Nothing but ash.
We're 1 health short. So we're probably gonna get this.
Share the wealth.
But it's definitely a little bit more iffy. It's not a guaranteed victory like the previous battles. That. And then
Power takes many.
take out that guy.
Our tombs. Life is an afterthought.
I can't take it out. And it'll just restore 3 health if I kill it. So I'm just gonna end the turn here. Okay. Deal 1 damage to a card and draw a card. And then I can play this, and then I can do that. And then this,
For the lead.
plus that wins. Right on the nose. Kinda lucked out there. But I probably would have had 2 or 3 other opportunities to win. We're too late to start working on Cthulhu as a character. Let's see, at the end of your turn, summon a friendly minion that died this game. Gain 2 rush. Let's see. Is this a choice card? I don't know. I think we probably want to just take those cards. Yeah, so challenge 5 of 8. Still a lot of opportunity for failure here. Let's not count our chickens before they're hatched.
The League of Explorers cannot fail.
You wish to become a ghost?
You need to see what this passive ability is. So your hero is stealthed while you have a weapon equipped. Interesting. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll have too many weapons equipped.
Have you ever been cut by a spectral sword?
So
Impressive,
this
aren't I?
does double damage usually, but how do we make it so it does double damage? I guess we do something like this, where if he attacks now, he'll take 4 damage. And I think that's pretty much all we're gonna get.
My blade is a cut above.
Right. Do we want to wait 1 turn, or do we want to summon Treants now?
I'll take you with me.
Job done.
Our vigil shall never end.
Alright, so if there's any chance at all that the brawl would succeed, it would be over the course of these 2 treants. So we've got a 2-to-1 ratio. Unless both of those cards are counted as the same. So did we win or did we lose? I guess we lost. That card doesn't seem like it's as useful as it seemed like it might have been. play this, or just that.
Greetings, fellow humans.
Ancient curse.
Look alive now!
Okay. This.
The rage of the fireland.
And then that should do something.
Job done.
I hope that kills him. Yep, it did. Yeah, that worked out well.
Shall never end. Our witch shall never end.
Death has its benefits.
He's down to 20. 2/2 treants with rush. This.
For the
And
lead.
then we do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that.
Death is
And then
unstoppable.
play this.
Takes many.
And we'll play that.
Tombs.
Into the darkness.
I think we're good. I think we're good. 23 to 32. You can do like 9 damage. Neither one of these are mechs, right? Yeah. So I can play this, or I can play this. This is obviously better. Just head straight for the face. And then rush-wise, we can take out this guy without even triggering this death rattle. Give your minions +1 attack. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I think we've got this next turn. How many more deaths would this need? 4? Alright. Still have a... don't have anything to do here. Random minion with 5 or more attack to your hand. Probably not super useful, but let's do this. Do it and see.
Favorite.
Well, actually, I think that actually proved to be rather useful.
For the lead.
Well, not really. We got victory regardless of that, but it was nice to have it. Forward we go. Let's see, what is this? At the end of the turn, transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 more. One friendly minion gets a random upgrade. After you play a legendary minion, summon a copy of it. Passive spells cost 1 less. How many legendary minions do we have? I don't think we have a considerable amount of legendaries, but enough for this to probably make sense. Whereas just randomly upping the level of my characters might ruin some strategy later on. Cthulhu I still don't think is the right move. This is probably the right one. Unless we wanted to get a couple more legendary minions on the field. Let's get the legendary minions in the deck. And we have another Bob's Bazaar. The second of 2 Bob's Bazaar. still plenty of opportunities to lose before we make it to the Plague Lord. Legendary, legendary, not legendary, not legendary. Alright, that looks good enough. I can choose a friendly and enemy minion, but only one.
The stakes are high.
It looks like. Discover a minion, replace enemy minions with minions of that type. So, do I want this that would discover 5 cards? Replace your deck with 2 copies of that, or add 2 random spells from your opponent's class. I don't think that's useful, so I will take that. So we've got elementals now. So I'll take Ragnaros and add him. Meanwhile, I kind of don't have anything to do with these gold pieces. Looking for spells from my adventure deck, choose one to remove. I don't think so. Choose a friendly minion, remove it. Is there anything here that really needs to be removed? I don't think so.
Maybe I shouldn't have helped those folks in Dalaran.
So, boss 6 of 8. It's a rare occasion when you come out of Bob's Bar with 2 gold pieces extra. Now, I don't think I have Fugan, so this legendary card would never actually activate its Death Rattle ability, for better or worse. Like, it would be nice if I had Fugan, but odds are low I would ever get it. Having this and this is a great 5th turn combination, or 4th and 5th turn combination. And playing this on the 4th turn now would give me 2 of them on the field, which is great.
Your anger will suit me.
This is resurrect a reborn minion with +1 health. Okay, that's not a problem. Now the strategy of Holy Champion gaining an attack really doesn't happen too often. So, to attack.
For the lead.
Just kill that. Attack there.
Another soul to consume.
Okay. If I play this, I can't play this, and then this guy dies. If I wait later, we may have some other opportunities.
I must not fail.
If I play this, I could get Lifesteal to deal 2 damage to a minion. Yeah, this is the right move to do. You have to do this, get a light warden, do this to kill that. And then I don't even know if there's a reason particularly to attack this guy, so I'll leave that one alone. He's waste his spell. Alright, that's not good. I think we gotta run a gamble here. I can't do this and this, so... Is there any way to lower or increase my odds? No. Let's see if this works. I don't have to choose my minions, so I could choose something different. if I thought it would work. Guess I just end the turn there.
Our home. Tombs.
You will serve me.
Okay. Deal 1 damage to draw a card. Is the first move I should make. And then I'm going to see if this works. They probably can't kill both Fendrils, which means next turn I can do this. And will that double the Lottie's 4 dinosaur forms? I don't think so, but it would be interesting if it did. Okay. Do this.
Takes many.
Hey, it did double. Alright. Now I can choose to deal 5 damage plus 3 damage on, I guess, this guy, since he's in the way. And I'm gonna hold on to see if I want to do something else, because this has a rush. So we do that, that kills that. Brings him back, we do that kills that. So do I want to now kill some things over here, which I really only need to kill this, or just attack the face. I think attacking the face is the right move. Let's see if this doubles us to 4 attack with 4 armor. Nope, it doesn't. That was asking too much, clearly. But I can go with another Fendril next turn. And we can, if this guy's get low in health, we can refill them with this. So we're in a good position. Still a lot of opportunity though to screw it up.
Behold the rage of the Fireland.
Alright. Probably a little bit better to just do that.
Nothing living escapes this doom.
Let's see.
For the league.
Let's make it difficult on him and get rid of that guy too. So maybe this character can kill one of these, and then we'll use this to restore a Fendril and the other guy. Or maybe not. That didn't work the way I had expected it to. Man, they're destroying my Fendril army. Alright, deal. Lifesteal, deal 1 damage to all minions. It's probably not a bad idea. Actually, I should have played this first, and then that would have made a lot more sense. And then doing that. Yeah, this would have been so much more buffed had I chosen the right time to do that. They're gonna target the Fendril anyways, so I might as well not attack a minion. I don't feel like I've played quite right. Let's see what happens. Two of those. And two of those.
Behold!
I'll get rid of that.
Primitive.
Do we want to kill this? What is?
Primitive.
It's probably better to kill that. If only I had Fugan.
Share the wealth. We still have a good chance. We've got 16, 23 damage in the next turn. Let's see. More attack. More attack. Face attack. Face attack. Face attack. Face attack. And face attack.
Job's done.
Yeah. I think we've got this. It seems unlikely that they'd be able to destroy everything, and even if they destroy something like that, that's going to give me arcane missiles, which have a good chance of being something that works rather well. Or even my hero ability, even if the arcane missiles don't do enough damage. Random minion with 5 or more attack to your hand for free.
My favorite.
A 3 mana thing for 3. We can cast this. We're hoping, I guess, to get this killed.
Death is unstoppable.
And then I guess we're hoping to get this killed again. I have a bit of a struggle here because I need this to hit it very specifically, and it won't. So we'll just play a little bit more conservatively and get some armor and wait till the next turn. What is this death rattle? Add a spare part to your hand. 1/3 demons with taunt.
I see a dark.
I need. It would be nice to have a card that would silence this guy and then destroy him. I don't know why they're being given 7 health because of this minion.
Come deeper into the darkness.
Deal 2 damage to a minion or restore 5 health.
Open fire!
I fight dirty.
So yeah, we're just gonna have to wear them down. Eventually he'll run out of cards in 9 more turns, where I have 14 cards. Shuffle all minions into your opponent's deck. Well, if I shuffled all minions into your opponent's deck right now, would that benefit me any?
Open fire!
Yeah. it probably would have been a smart move to do that. Alright. So I played wrong.
For the league.
Job done.
So now he's got 16 cards. And the chat has no faith in me. Alright, we can figure this out. We can do this.
For the league.
Job done.
Our home. Choose. Our home. Our choose.
I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't have shuffled everything into the deck. Here we go.
This is not your home.
Let's see.
For the league.
See, he's bringing back these guys in particular, and that's restoring his health. Where I kind of need him to run out of cards, because getting that remaining 13 health is going to turn into a nightmare scenario.
Choose.
Restore 5 health, and this would bring this guy back to life. Do I have a way of restoring 5 health?
I have no time for games.
I think I need to just go heavy on the armor here. We need to try to avoid situations where he can use his hero ability. And I think we kind of have to play this, so before we play that, let's consider how this is going to work.
Let none survive.
Restore his health.
Let none survive.
Restore his health. That was totally wrong. Was to attack.
For the league.
Let's see. Kill that guy. In the turn. Needed to play, and I didn't play the right way. Alright, we might have it here. We might have it. Alright. Kill this.
For the league.
And then we're gonna have
Let
to,
none survive.
let's see, kill
Let none
this
survive.
here, and hope that steals something of value. It
Let none
didn't.
survive.
Eyes of the earth.
Let's kill that and hope that steals something useful. It doesn't.
Job done.
Yep, I think we've lost. We didn't get anything with taunt, and that's what we would have needed, is something with taunt, or to take the 7 out and this 6 out. Or if I, maybe if he was fatigued at this point. Alright, well that's an hour and 30 minutes attempting this, and we got a little bit further, but not by much. And I'm totally not willing to do a third run of this. Shameless plug, subscribe to my channel. Eventually, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday when I'm playing Hearthstone, I'll get a daily quest that someone in some way allows me to come back and do the solo adventure, and eventually we'll do the solo adventure. We have defeated 8 bosses and unlocked one thing, so we'll look at that before we wrap up. But yeah, it's tough. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that playing a Murloc deck would be easier, and there is kind of a trick going on here, pushing you to play as Elsie Starseeker. So where did we leave ourselves? We did no damage to the Plague Lord, so we've made no progress there. And as such, we also haven't defeated the Plague Lord 1, 2, or 3 times, so we've not done nothing there. This ability weapon is better than the starting ability. We gained 46 of 100 armor, and we cast 55 of 100 spells, so it probably would be 2 more runs at minimum before I unlocked any other abilities. And we unlocked Swarms, which these cards maybe are a little bit better, but I think maybe the Murloc deck would be better anyways, so yeah. I think that the real way to take this on would be to come over here, choose Sir Finley, and take, let's see, of my options I can either give friendly minions +2 health or have +2 attack for each other minion on the battlefield, which in that last boss battle this card would have been very useful. And then I could either summon a 2/1 Amalgamum, which wouldn't really affect the strategy I was playing before, but might affect their strategy now. Or I can discover a Shaman or Paladin minion with Battle Cry and Overload. And if I overload 50 crystals, I'd eventually unlock that. And if I defeat one more boss battle, I could then play this deck. But since I couldn't, I would be stuck with the Murlocs. And I don't know if that's not the better strategy here. Anyways, I feel like I've put more than enough time and effort into this solo adventure. It's another one of these things, and that's kind of the problem. Had it not been a case where we had the very different Boomsday Project, and then we had a Rastakan's Rumble, which was very much like Witchwood, which was very much like Kobolds and Catacombs, and then after Rastakan's Rumble we had the Delirian Heist, which was very much like Rastakan's Rumble, and now we have the Tombs of Terror, which is very much like the Delirian Heist. It seems like we're just getting the exact same thing over and over again. We need another Boomsday Project. It would have been a lot nicer had they released something like the Boomsday Project in between Rastakan's Rumble and Delirian Heist, and in between Tombs of Terror and the Delirian Heist, so there was just more things to do. My live stream tomorrow, as far as my main account, will have only one daily quest, it seems. Anyways, that's it for this stream. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos, because that's what YouTube tells me will make my videos be successful. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. That's a great way to get back at notifications. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.